Well, I was born in Turkey because my parents worked for the Foreign Office in England. We spent 2 years in Turkey, then we moved to Russia, Persia, and then Singapore, and then Budapest and Bucharest. And after Bucharest, I went to boarding school for 4 years in England. At 16, we went to the United States, into New York for 2 years, and then at 18, I came here to Australia by myself. Landed in Sydney and caught the train to Perth. Around about 1971 or 72, I went back to England for a holiday, and that's where I met Trish. Unfortunately, Trish at that time had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, but she was pretty well okay at that time, just had a slight limp. And I came back to Australia, and she joined me out in Karratha, where we were given a house by the company. But it was about 31 years old, she started getting quite bad with the MS, and we had to move up to Perth into Midland to be closer to medical services. And then I became her primary carer as the multiple sclerosis progressed until she passed away on Christmas Eve 1983 at 35 years old. I think the worst thing about it was the loneliness afterwards, the fact that there was nobody else in the house. It was pretty hard to handle. You can reach some quite sad depths after losing someone that you've cared for so long. Well, in about 1986, I remarried and I inherited a ready-made family. Well, I saw an ad for support workers in the local newspaper and I applied online. I got the job and I've been with Hills, or now Rise, ever since. Somehow I always felt that after Trish passed away I would be involved in disabilities one way or another. I've worked with Grant now here at Ash House for about 3 years now. He's got a super sense of humour. Grant loves jokes. I think that one of the best things about Grant is seeing him laugh, and you can tell that he's really happy, and it's a nice time for Grant. There are many things I appreciate about working at Rise. First of all, it's a job that I particularly enjoy. It's not a job where I have to actually produce anything like loaves of bread or nuts and bolts. What I produce is a sense of well-being and happiness. You have to have empathy with those who you work with, and empathy is something that comes from the heart. And so if you can do that, if you can be a calm, settled person, bring a sense of happiness, have a few jokes, make them feel comfortable, then I feel I'm doing my job. So I get great satisfaction when Grant has a laugh, when I can have a joke with Gary, when I can threaten Jimmy with a karate chop, and we all have a big laugh and everybody's happy. Quite frankly, I love this job. I've had many good jobs in my life, but this is probably the best job I've ever had for my age and ability now.